All right, guys, we're live. Giorgio. Guys, let's
Oh man.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
man. Guys, I've just got done watching about 4 or 5 of these guys' vids, man. And it's really like I actually feel like defending. I actually feel like just going out into like a random park with some kids and just starting. I just want to like man mark a guy for some reason for like 3 hours. So basically, a lot to talk about. But let's. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna break.
Where is that coming?
Fuck is this?
Mattis, please, your mic.
Yeah, Mike, chill. Okay, so basically, we're gonna focus on. So let's just do with before we go look at PSG, Real Madrid. Let's just focus on what has happened most recently. So let's be honest. I want all of you to be honest. Be honest to yourselves because honest is what works. Halftime, who thought Juventus would come back?
Me.
No one.
Me.
No one. No one.
I
Me.
did.
Let's be honest.
Oh
No
wait,
one.
wait, stop lying, man. Stop
No,
lying.
what did I
Stop
say? No,
lying,
no,
man.
no.
You
What
never
did I
got
say?
prediction right.
Whoa.
Holy shit.
Wait. Yeah. What did I say in the group after halftime? I said they needed 2 goals. They
Need
still
2
need 2
goals.
goals.
You didn't
Like,
say
I
they
wasn't
would come
worried.
back.
No, I
Wait,
wasn't
so
worried.
Juju man,
Wait,
you're
wait,
telling
Juju,
me
you-
that
Juju,
you
after
really
the
thought that
first-
based off what you saw in the first half, that Juventus were going to come back?
Yeah, they needed 2
No,
goals.
this is
Like
rubbish. Just beat them already.
regardless, even because I wasn't expecting them to. I was expecting Spurs to score at least 1. So if it was 2-2, then game over. But 2-1, I mean 1-0, they had to score 2 goals to go through.
Guys, Juju just
They
wants some
had to.
credit after the
No,
L's that
no.
he's taken.
No.
Yeah,
no,
man.
no,
Wait, I
no,
remember.
I'm
I
just doing
remember.
this to
I
amuse
remember
him.
after
The
the
guy
first
is
leg.
talking
I
absolute
remember
nonsense.
after
No,
the
no.
first leg,
Okay,
Juju said the
I
time.
said it.
He's taking so
No.
many hours. He just
No, I
wants.
said it. But
No. Look, Juju man, I'm sorry. Continue taking your L's.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
dude.
I said it.
I enjoy
After
those
the
L's.
first leg, you said the tie is over. Spurs are
No.
going to-
Yeah.
I didn't say
No. Look.
I didn't say it.
Okay. So let's try and break this down. So let's start off with this.
Hello?
What happened with Tottenham specifically? As in,
Lack
what
of
went wrong?
concentration.
Yeah.
Lack of concentration.
Concentration.
No, Poch. I
I
blame
mean,
Poch.
look. The way I say it is this. I mean, I'll give you guys the floor. I mean, for me, Tottenham, they had that game, but I think what you saw there, because this is one of the weaker Juventus teams. In the past 10 years, this is probably the weakest Juventus team. But what you saw was just experience.
Yeah.
Experience. And for Tottenham, this is something that they just need to learn, where you have to play for in a knockout game in the Champions League, you got to play for 180 minutes.
Yeah.
You can't play for 120 or 150. You have to be at full concentration at 180 minutes. And Tottenham, they fell asleep, and you cannot, when you're only 1-0 up, you cannot afford to fall asleep.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Tottenham, let's be honest. The 2 goals they scored in the first leg, it was Buffon's mistake. Juventus were. They deserve to go through. So
Tottenham deserved those 2 goals.
No.
I don't understand how Tottenham dominated at least.
they deserve
least.
Oh no!
Out of
Tottenham,
the hun-
they deserved that first half.
Out
That's
of
why.
the 100, if we were to break it down into 180 minutes, they at least dominated 150 minutes. over both legs.
So Abdul, let me bring you in then. What did Tottenham do wrong then?
Just concentration levels. You can't make mistakes like that. I mean, that's the difference. At the same time, it's what we like to call prestige. Juve, at the end of the day, Juve are fucking Juve. They pounce. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna give them. It's like Madrid and PSG. Last night, we went to the Parc de France with what? No Cruz, no Modric, no Bale. Like we played a B team, but you can't give teams like that. Don't care. Like if you don't show up, you're getting smoked.
And,
It's a different thing mentally. Like they're on another. Juve never gave up in that game. Chiellini never gave up. Buffon never gave up. They were getting dominated for 100.
Yeah.
Every single player, every single Juve player, they were getting dominated. Outplayed.
But Abdul though,
Never gave up.
But guys, let's be real though. I mean, why did it take that long for Allegri to go to a back 4? It was so obvious. Like they were getting killed. They were getting absolutely destroyed by having that back 3 because Son destroyed them.
Wait, who was playing on the wing back?
Bazzani, he should never.
Bazzani was playing right.
Yeah, he should never play that.
Like, for
You know,
me,
so basically, you had Bazali,
Play
you had
right back.
Bazali, Chiellini, and Benatia in the three, and then you have what was also called Alexandro and Douglas Costa as sort of wing backs. And Costa, because he doesn't defend,
Yeah.
Thingy was left exposed with Son, so Son was just ripping them. So
well,
then they went to a flat back four, which meant that Bazali and Chiellini could now focus more on general defender. They didn't have to have that much pressure doing the defending, and it's balanced their midfield a lot more.
Yeah, that's why I don't think Allegri deserves a lot of credit because honestly,
Yeah.
Allegri, when you look at what Allegri did over 2 games, I mean, he got out coached every single game. He did nothing special.
Yeah.
You know,
He
To
risked,
be honest, Tottenham
risked it.
lost. The reason Tottenham lost is because of
Oh man, your mic is low, man. You sound like you're in a church. So
how is it low? I mean, is it low?
I can't hear you. What do you mean by how is it low? I can't bloody hear you.
See,
So.
you answered me. You answered me.
Yeah, go.
Okay, so the reason Tottenham lost is because personal mistakes, like the Dybala goal, Davinson Sanchez, the guy wasn't doing marking. What was he doing so far up in midfield?
Yeah,
That was
but
wide.
And Vertonghen didn't cover for it.
That's
Vertonghen
that's
should cover
number
for it.
one. The second one is the 90th minute when Harry Kane headed that ball, hit the crossbar. What was Lamella doing? He made a pause for no reason. Pause for
But it was
that was
offside, though.
offside.
It
It
was
was actually
offside.
offside. It was actually offside.
It wouldn't. The referee didn't call offside.
yeah, the referee didn't call it.
True.
If
but-
he
And
had
also,
followed through,
wait, guys.
it
Let's just be
would've been
real. That was a penalty. Can we all agree that was a penalty?
Yeah, that was
goal.
penalty.
It was one of
No,
them.
Yeah.
it was not.
Yeah.
He was.
The guy, what's his name? Douglas Costa. You could see he was tripped. That's all right, but he took an extra step and then fell, which is a dive. Okay,
It's still
If
a
it would've-
penalty.
No.
Still a penalty.
No,
It's the
man,
penalty.
it's a foul. It doesn't matter what he did afterwards.
He tried to
It's a
keep it
foul.
balanced.
So let's just
It's
be real.
no.
Penalty.
The
Yeah.
referee
Okay,
didn't
okay, guys. Can I ask a question? And please don't hate me. Don't hate
Oh
me.
my god! Don't say so. Is it something with Kane? Don't
Yeah,
say it.
Chiellini, best defender in the world. Yeah.
Kawi, what do you think about Harry Kane in this game?
It's
just a question. It's just a question.
I'll go first. Before the song, I thought it was class. He had good link up. But after that, I thought the guy was ass. He didn't do anything after that. I think he was pocketed by George Chiellini, basically. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so do we think that Harry Kane should have done something when Tottenham needed him, when the game went 2-1? Should Kane have done more, or was Giorgio Super Saiyan?
he did though. I mean, he did.
It was a low block though. Like, think about it.
Listen, think about.
So
if he
say what's
had
up,
that-
baby?
How we doing?
Yeah, man, what's up, man? Yeah, man, talk.
If he had scored that header, we wouldn't be talking about this. Okay.
Overall, he probably had a decent game.
He had a decent game.
Nah. I would
He
not
wasn't
say
as much.
overall. Only the first half he was.
I know,
Yeah.
no. First half it was okay, but literally, Son was Tottenham's best player. Son and Dembele were their best
and
players.
Dele Alli flopped too. Dele
Yeah, he
Alli
was
flopped.
trash.
I think the worst player is easily Vertonghen.
I think
Vertonghen.
Dele Alli's overrated.
He's not that good, man. He's just not that good.
You know what? I love the way the Chiellini wrapped him up. He was so good. Like,
Did you see that celebration when he made
No.
Yeah.
Guys, I told you guys, Giorgio, he's my guy, man. Because do you know the bits about Giorgio? No, wait, guys, let me talk about Giorgio, please. So basically, not the bits about Giorgio is that
Change the channel to Giorgio Chiellini.
no, man, I will. The thing about Giorgio is that I think growing up, and I think the perception of football, especially when we look at the Ballon d'Or, is there's so much focus on attacking players and strikers and so forth. Hence why so many kids growing up now don't even want to play in defense. It's almost as if playing in defense is something of like a poisonous thing. Like almost everybody wants to attack. And whenever, like, let's say when you play five-a-side or play defense, it was like, oh my, do I have to play defense? But the beauty of someone like a Giorgio is that defending is an art form. It's actually a skill. So it isn't like, hoof the ball up and it's just hoof the ball up and just clear. No, there is a specific technical skill in marking a guy and actually defending.
Yeah.
And there's and literally, like having a last ditch tackle or literally saving a goal is just like scoring a goal. It's just like saving a point.
you look at that
look at the second
Chiellini
goal.
made
Look at the second goal. The pass that he made to Higuain. He broke that line and Higuain passed to Dybala and scored. I was impressed with that. I was very impressed with
The
that.
amazing thing with Giorgio Chiellini's tackle was he was actually behind Harry Kane.
Yeah,
So-
it was
and
no.
he made
Basically,
that
that's also how
tackle.
the Hurricane was like, what the hell? Because he came from flipping behind and was like, what the? And that block for Eriksen's shot, man, I was like, man.
No, Chiellini said that the past few days he's been crying nonstop.
Oh yeah,
because,
yeah. Story.
Because that story was his friend. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Look,
But
I think
clearly,
Nuku's maybe it's
Tottenham's game
Sporting
plan
one,
was
man.
to target back.
Halfo,
That was clearly the
Double H, wait. We gotta talk about Higuain. We gotta talk about Pipita. Another clutch performance, outperforming Harry Kane. Like, let's
At his crib, at his crib.
Relax.
He deserves this credit.
Higain
Brick
owes
Academy.
me at
He's in the
least
Brick
3 man of the match performances before.
No.
My days.
At
It was
least
clutch.
3.
It was clutch.
Hey, remember Rio
clutch
Ferdinand
though.
said
Like, wait, Double H. We can actually put like, okay, you always argue that Harry Kane isn't world class. Higuain, low key, like
He's world class.
Dude, two goals and assist in the past.
Never.
No, three
Never.
goals. 3
No,
goals.
You
never.
guys need to chill with the world class.
After
No, it's
what
true,
he
it's
did
true.
in Copa America finals and in the World Cup final, nah. Sorry.
No,
Oh
people-
my
no,
God. You're blaming Higuain. Blame
Yes,
Messi
I am.
for
Wait,
that.
I think
Blame
the one-
Messi for that.
the one-
And also, wait, remind me, what did he do in the Champions League final? Remind
He
me.
was trash. He was ass.
No. What about Dybala? Dybala was worse than
Assist.
Higuain.
Give
No,
Mandzukic
we are
assist.
talking about Higuain. Like, look,
No.
I give Higuain credits for what he did in the game. Assist and a G, 100%. I give him that. So he had a quality game. But I'm sorry, give me 3 more man of the match performances and actually show up. When was the last time Higuain showed up in a final?
Today,
Please tell
I
me.
mean, today was
That would be never.
final.
Give Mandzukic assist last season.
Double H, I just wanted to know Benzema's current status in the Brick Academy.
Abdul,
Lifetime, that's a
Abdul,
life.
I am coming to that. Relax. We are this. We have to organize this very well. Trust me. I have my notes here. We are going to deal with that. I am going to deal with that guy. Let's first deal with this first. Let's deal with this
You know
guy.
why
Jojo, man, relax, man. Damn, I just want to talk every single second. Like, God, you're like a rabbit who just like constantly just like.
Wait. I need to get this on.
Hello?
Yes, Jojo, man, talk. Jojo, man, talk.
Oh yeah, wait. Yeah. Do you know why Higuain is world class? Because he does more than just scoring. The assist to Dybala, and it's clutch. Like,
You're mentioning one game though. That's one game.
but one criteria of a world class player is you have to show up when it matters. This guy showed up.
What was he last
They
game?
needed him. No, but it's this. It's current.
No.
We can't judge
100%. I agree. Like,
what happened 5
for
years
me,
ago.
for Higuain, those 2 plays, that goal, amazing movement. That assist to hold the ball up, drawing the pressure from what's it called? I think was it Sanchez or so.
Sanchez, yeah.
And then just to play that through ball in, beautiful. And again, Dybala didn't have a great game, but when it's counted, kept his school right into the top corner. Now, guys, let me ask you this now. I don't put Juventus as favorites.
Hello?
I don't put Juventus as dark horses. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
You're right. They got outplayed by Tottenham.
Guys,
the favourites are Real Madrid.
Juventus are not beating Bayern. Juventus are not beating Real. Juventus are not beating Barcelona.
Guys,
I don't think
guys,
Juventus can beat Man City.
Let's be honest.
I think Real Madrid are the favourites.
Relax.
I think
Madrid are the favourites.
let's be honest, guys. Juve were very poor over both legs. Like, you know, Juve, they were very
this
poor.
is what I don't understand. Seriously, guys, this is what I don't understand because I looked at Juventus and especially in the second half of the first leg and in the first half of this game, I was like, yeah, man, this team looks sketchy. Hence why I said that for Tottenham, how did you lose this? Literally, two mistakes.
Lack of concentration.
But that's why for Tottenham, you have to be so because you had the game. You
I know why.
dominated these
I know
guys
why.
for 150 minutes.
I know why.
It was 5 minutes of madness.
Wait. Let's just bring it A1. I'll go to Tosin and Mohammed. A1.
Alright, cool. Lack of concentration, and plus they don't have like someone off the bench that can, raise their levels. If you get what I'm saying.
They have Lucas Moura, but Pochettino likes Lamella more. So there you go. That's what happens.
Okay. Let's just bring in Tosin.
Look, man, this is what I'll just say on Pochettino. If we judge on an unbiased way, you just look at Pochettino. This man, he had to move stadiums into Wembley before the start of the season. Then he's playing in Champions League games against the Real Madrid, the Juventuses of the world with Ben Davies. Trippier.
Tosin, don't bring a loser excuse. That's a loser's excuse.
No. He's maintained, dude. All you can ask for your coach is we want to win the game, but can we also show that Are we dominating the game? Are we dominating?
Yeah, do we belong here with these big?
Yeah.
No. That's a losers
Wait,
amendment.
wait,
All I care about are winners. All I care about are winners.
Why are you saying
Mohammed, talk.
Why is he picking on like that Davis dude? Because he could have picked Danny Rose. He chose that dude over Danny Rose for a reason.
Oh
so
my!
then
Davis
you must
was
question
alright.
his coaching. Then if you're gonna say,
No. Danny Rose has been injured all season, though.
No,
Yeah,
he's
Davis
fit to
played
play.
well. What are you guys talking about? The guy that played right back is the one that played awful. Davis was good. I mean, what?
Yeah, Davis was decent.
I don't see why.
No, I'm not
fault
saying
for
he's trash. I'm not saying Davies is trash. I'm just saying that he's using, players that aren't of a different metal, like to others, like to.
I'm telling you, Danny Rose is fully fit to play, but he chose not to play him instead. But Tottenham, the whole game plan was to target Bazagli, to get him isolated with Son, and that worked for some parts of the first half. But I think when second half, when Allegri changed it around, put Sandro left wing, more width for Costa. I think that changed the game slightly for Juve.
Yeah, they were just more expansive. But think about it though, like.
Okay, wait. I want to bring in other guys to talk. So, Reza, give us your thoughts. Why do you think Tottenham screwed up against Juventus?
Somehow I didn't trust Tottenham, to be honest, from the beginning. I don't know. It was a feeling that they are not experienced enough. Somehow I knew they would bottle it.
But even at halftime, looking at how well they played and how they outplayed Juventus, you still felt that they would screw up?
Yeah. I felt that, yes. Definitely.
Hello?
And to be honest,
wait, guys, can you say over those 180 minutes, like, that Tottenham looked like a mentally fragile team? I can't say that.
No.
That's guys. That's what I'm trying to get, because again, like, I know how, because everybody is saying this now. And I think everybody's saying this after the fact of like, yeah, Tottenham, they're mentally weak, they're mentally fragile. This just shows how not strong they are. But let's just be real right now. Let's just be fully real. After Juventus scored those first 2 goals, Tottenham came back in the game. Then they completely. We all saw the game. They totally dominated Juventus in that second half, and they came out to 2-2. In that first half, Tottenham should have gone up by 3. The amount of chances they had, they should have had 3 goals. You go into the second half, literally 2 defensive mistakes. That's it. So if we just say that it's 2 defensive mistakes, do we now say that you crumbled?
I think under the pressure.
No. Yeah, that's more than fair to say.
I wouldn't say crumbled. I mean, they considered 2 goals in like the space of 5 minutes. It was just mistakes.
Yeah, it was in the.
Crumbled.
That's what crumbling is, man.
Honestly, the game could have gone either way. Let's be honest. It could have gone either way. It's very close moments.
No. In the game I was looking at, Tottenham had their chance. Okay, so
thing is, it was one-sided majority of the game.
Okay. Let me ask you this then. So do you guys feel like if Harry Kane, based on how much he's been talked about, should have done more, or there was very little he could have done, based on how he's rated?
If we want to judge him on an elite scale,
he's limited.
I mean,
whoa. Who said he's limited? Who said
limited?
How is he limited?
You know why Higuain is a class above Harry Kane? Because a striker doesn't just finish goals. You have to assist. You have to do other things.
He can do that. He can hold up the ball. Overall, he's the best striker. Overall, he's the best striker. Only behind Lewandowski.
Look at the first goal. Kane triggered that goal. He's the one that found Kane. And Kane had all the space.
Seriously, the next person that tells me that Harry Kane is the same category as Lewandowski, man, I'm gonna fight.
He is.
Come on,
guys, no.
Let me ask you this.
I'll fight you.
Wait, since we're having this elite conversation, what has Lewandowski done in the Champions League ever since he scored those 4 goals against Madrid? He has flopped every year in, year out.
He was injured.
You're telling me he's been injured 5 years. He's been injured 5 years.
Wait. Didn't Lewandowski score that key goal against Juventus in the Champions League? Was it quarters?
That was
round
one
of 16.
goal.
That's key. Wait, they were about to go out, and he scored that key clutch G.
Remember the one-on-one he missed against Barca. If he scores that, it's a completely different time.
Wait, Madrid don't remember. Do you remember?
Guys, come on, man. Lewandowski is elite, man. Come on, man. We're talking about the people.
Look, honestly, I don't see.
We're talking about a nuclear device, man. Come on, guys.
Nuclear. Oh, come on. Doing it against Wolfsburg is one thing, but we're talking about like elite teams, man.
A1, relax. Don't.
FG, just to be real, dog. Like, think about it though. Since that 2012, since that 4-goal game till now, if you were to look at the top Champions League scorers, I'm sure Lewandowski is still.
Yeah, and they're all in the group stages.
Yeah,
Stages.
Yeah.
Wait,
he's part of the knockout rounds too.
Yeah, and the knockout rounds.
No, wait. Let's wait. Since we have Reza in here, a Bayern fan, let's ask him.
Reza, let's ask Reza. Reza told me what he thinks of Lewandowski.
You have the floor.
Yeah, Lewandowski is a really, really good player. I think he's better than Kane. But to be honest, in those crucial matches, he disappointed me. In this term to be world class.
He was Pep.
Juju man's pipe down. Let the Bayern guy talk, man.
Because I thought he would deliver at least against Atletico, against Barca, in the semi-finals. When we needed a special performance, he didn't deliver, in my opinion.
Now, Reza, let me respond. To that. Now, guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Has Jupp Heynckes ever coached Lewandowski?
No. It's the first time.
No. See, hey, now, guys, I'm not saying anything. All I'm saying is that I said before in the last hangout, Bayern are my dark horses. Jupp Heynckes came out of retirement home. He's doing this as a favor. From his retirement home. And Jupp Heynckes is now getting his team organized. And Muller is playing well. Lewandowski is now on points. All I'm saying is that let us now see what Heynckes, the master, the doctor, the professor can now do with Lewandowski in this team. Because guys, relax. Bayern are still in the pot. They're still in the pot. So let us see what the Polish league can do. Who knows? He may still flop. But let's just the facts for Harry Kane. I'm sorry, man. Like, Harry Kane is a quality player. He's a quality striker. I needed him to show up.
Come on, man. He scored in Turin, man. He scored in Turin. He was man of the match.
I've got to respond to Abdul. So Abdul, the key thing is this: that amazing goal that he scored in Turin, amazing. But Abdul, do you know what makes you that guy during moments of adversity?
Yeah.
When you're needed, when the going gets tough, as we just mentioned. Bayern were on their way out. Lewandowski scored that key clutch goal that took it into extra time. For Harry Kane, I need that winning goal. I need that 93rd minute header.
That happened once.
If Kane is not world class,
why are you disrespecting Pepita, man?
Yeah, because that was world class.
Wait. Higuain. Because he's the same dude who has missed penalties, who has missed open goals and one-on-ones.
Everyone misses penalties.
Yeah, and Lewandowski's done the same. He missed a one-on-one against Barca.
And also he's overweight. I can't make a guy who's overweight. I'm sorry. I'm not. Sorry, I'm not.
Are we gonna talk about the royal white?
No.
Actually, we are getting Daniel. Yes, please talk. Damn.
Did you hear when Rio Ferdinand said that Harry Kane is the best striker in the world?
I don't care about what Rio Ferdinand says. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He knows he's a defender, but he doesn't know what he's talking about.
And it's going back to the Chiellini thing. He even criticized Pep because he says that Pep has ruined defenders.
Oh man, that's some dumbass comment from Chiellini.
Well,
the guy needs to learn his place.
He may have a point.
No, he's only saying that. He's only saying that because he's a limited
defender. Guys, relax. We have reached the halfway point. Guys, relax. We have reached the halfway point. Relax. Okay, I'm going to make a few statements. And then we can then talk. And Jujuman, I am begging you, please do not interrupt me when I make these statements. Please, can you do that? Can you do that?
If it's not disrespectful.
No, Jujuman. Can you please, no matter what statements I make, because let me make the statements, then you can respond. So please be silent when I make the statements. Please, can you do that?
Yeah.
Thank you. Statement number 1. The PSG project to win the Champions League is officially over. It will never happen. It will never come true. Statement number 2. We have to discuss the possibility of 3 in a row for Real Madrid. It has now become a real possibility. Statement number 3. Karim Benzema is the worst elite player in the world, and he should be taken to jail and serve at least 10 years for stealing money. Because last I checked, in human society, you cannot steal money. Last I checked, that's a crime. And if you commit a crime, you should do time. And statement number 4, my final statement. I hate his guts. I want to punch him in the face. He's an arrogant prick. He makes me sick. He's got a very annoying face. He plucks his eyebrows. He wears underwear. He makes me sick. Everything about him just sickens me.
Just praise him already.
He's a loser. But at the end of the day, he is.
Who's he?
The greatest goal scorer that we've ever seen in the game.
Who's he? Who's he?
Wait,
who's he? I thought, who's he?
Say his
name. Say his name.
I don't have to say his name. You know damn well. Okay, so guys, let's start picking things out. So first statement. PSG, the project is over.
I disagree.
Okay,
Yeah.
FG, give us the reasons why you disagree.
Because first of all, I mean, you said the same thing last year when they lost 6-1, but then they won out and bought Neymar and Mbappe. And you have to remember, I mean, they didn't have Neymar the second leg. I think we need to give them one more season, just one more season.
FG, by the way, don't put Mbappe and Neymar in the same sentence. They're not the same. Mbappe is not. He's a nothing player. He's a nothing player. And the other thing is, they need to spend at least 500 million this summer.
Again? No.
Please. They need to clean up all the junk.
Again? No, man.
No. But wait. Okay, guys. Can I? I don't understand this. In any sane world, if you win a first leg 4-0 and you lose a second leg 6-1, shouldn't you get sacked?
Yeah, straight away.
I don't understand. Like in any sane world, you get sacked. Because I was thinking to myself, like, wait a minute, why is this guy still the coach? And guys, more so, look at the talent that PSG have. The 2 managers who have been given the keys to such riches have been Laurent Blanc and Emery. In what world is Laurent Blanc or Emery in anybody's list of elite managers?
In Tosin's, Laurent Blanc is in Tosin.
Look, Tosin, forget Tosin, man. The guy just doing some Nigerian younger thing, man. So, but it's like, it doesn't make any sense. So I think, I'm sorry, guys. I'm tired of one more season. Just
Tosin,
one.
Respond, man.
Next year.
Double H.
I'm tired.
Double H.
What?
Neymar. That's all. Come on. You're gonna give
Toasted, man. The guy
just like that?
Yeah, Double H. You just said there's a guy in France.
There's a guy in France.
There's a guy in France.
He plays 3 games a month.
No, guys, look. I mean, that's no. Look, that's only that's pissed me off. I mean, the Neymar injury was. I mean, for goodness sake, do you know how annoying that is? Because let me be real. I still said Real Madrid will win, but guys, I promise you, we would have had a classic. If Neymar was on that pitch, we would have had a classic.
But let's not forget, we missed.
Wait. Okay, Abdul, what do you say?
We missed like the 2 best midfielders in the world. You know, we went to Paris without Kroos and Modric. Like, we played without Kroos and Modric.
But
So
Abdul,
still,
if Neymar was on the front line, man, Ramos and Brown would have been yo.
You know what pissed me off? People that were trying to be smart and saying that Neymar missing is actually a good thing.
Oh my God!
They're so dumb. Like,
Which idiotic moron? No, seriously, I'm calling out those stupid idiotic birds that said, "Hey, really? If Neymar doesn't play, PSG will play more as a team." Yes. It's that arrogant stupidity that makes me just want to slap the living hell out of people. Seriously, people. I swear to you, man. There are people that should be banned from being online and giving any kind of comments for football. Seriously. Because
Shout
there's some
out
people that
Sophie.
just come out with so
But
stupid rubbish.
Shout out Sophie. Shout out.
Question for the Real Madrid fan. What was about Modric and Cruz? They were injured, or was it a plan?
They
Injured.
were
Injured.
they recovered like 48 hours before, so it was too risky to play them. So Zidane was like, you know.
But
Okay. So
to be honest,
Toni Kroos wasn't fully
really
fit.
good.
No. When he came on, like it was his first game in 3 weeks, and Modric wasn't even used at all. So you know they're gonna be fit, but they were like when they played like yesterday, they weren't 100%. So Zidane didn't want to risk it.
Man,
Wait, what if Neymar had played that game? I'm pretty sure Zidane would have versed Cruz and Modric. I'm pretty sure he would have done that.
Guys, come on.
Look,
Seriously,
all PSG missed in that game was someone who was going to exploit the space between the lines. Like
Draxler.
that's it. It could have been Draxler. That's Neymar could have occupied that space, and you needed 1v1 talent. You needed
No. I mean, basically, you know, it was weird because when you look at PSG, like again, guys are gonna call me crazy. I mean, Marco Verratti, that guy is a fantastic football player, man. As in, that guy's ball control is insane. It's only when you play football, and especially when you've played central midfield, and like whenever you play a position, you focus on that position in football. So because I did central midfield, I look at central midfielders more, and when just this guy's ball control is insane, absolutely insane. But
don't you think it's a tragedy? Don't you think it's a tragedy that we don't get to watch Verratti week in and week out because he's been wasting his entire career?
No.
He's a prisoner. He's a prisoner.
Like literally, Marco Verratti. If you listen to this, you have to leave PSG. You got to go to an Trust me, I'm not relaxing. If you want, no, a guy that's good, Verratti, go to a top team.
PSG letting go of Verratti is like Roma letting go of Totti. Like
no. You have to leave because you have to prove yourself. You have to be played in a top elite league week in, week out. You have to. Wait, guys. Let's talk about Zidane. No, wait. I want to talk about Zidane. So, people have this was the complaint that people had against Zidane. All he does is just put a team out, and that's what
he does, man. 90% of the time.
And he doesn't do any tactics. He just says, "Hey, go out and play." Now, guys, which is actually extremely rude because that means you're pretty stupid, and you're actually stealing more money. Now, apart and guys, don't worry, I'm saving a section for Benzema. Don't worry, I'm saving a section for him. Apart from Zidane's insistence on playing that moron as a striker, do we need to give more credit to Zidane's tactical choices in the PSG game?
Yeah, like I thought it was very disrespectful, to be honest. Like he benched Modric and
I couldn't believe it.
He played. Look, he literally had Lucas Vasquez dancing on them in their crib, and like that was very.
No. I mean, that was disrespectful. I mean, like that was a bold move. And look, man, and Kovacic, man, that guy hustled because Kovacic was sticking to Verratti like glue. He stuck to that guy like glue. And Vasquez and Chris, and you know, to be honest, this was one of the most. There was one of the more effective games that Cristiano had. One of the more effective games he had.
Double H, what do you think of Asensio as a talent?
He's really
see, that's the thing with Asensio, man. Is like he is. It's weird. Like he's a very Spanish He's a very unmodern Spanish player.
Yeah, that's
because when you look at most Spanish players, it's all about the whole tic-tac-toe, very pass-oriented and so forth. Asensio is like a rocket. Very direct, action-packed, always looking to go forward. Because the whole thing with Spain, like people have criticized Spain, is that it's very careful, want to play the perfect pass and always want to be passing. This guy just goes straight. So, like, that guy is... Because basically, I think someone asked me online that who has a high... Sorry, I think it was about something else, but people talk about best young players. Like, Mbappe, look, man, he fought.
He's a nothing player. He's a nothing player.
Exactly. He's a fraud.
He's 19. Wait. Man, wait, how old is Asensio?
21 or 22. No, 25, bro. Chill. Asensio is 22.
No. I mean, like, look, man, I think, and guys, let's be real, okay, guys. Let's have the discussion now. let's rewind back to last year. Nobody, apart from FG probably, said that Real Madrid would go back to back. And we all laughed at FG, said FG shut the hell up. That Real are not going back to back is not happening. They did.
Yeah, but they had luck. There was luck.
Daniel, let the guy talk, man. Please. I might look up in the way, guys. My thing is this.
Yeah.
I believe that. No, I'm marking it right down. There is no way Real are winning 3 in a row. It's not happening.
I can see them doing it, you know.
But to be honest, they look really dangerous.
Yeah, I think
Reza, that's what is scaring me. That is because look, as long as that flipping hairdresser is up there, he could score.
Actually,
that Portuguese hairdresser. Look, man, I'm sorry.
I was shocked that they benched Modric and Kroos and they dominated PSG.
Reza, look, I mean, I was shocked as well.
It was a training session.
Let me be real. I will echo what I said in my Twitter thing. Over 2 legs, Barcelona are beating Real Madrid.
No, I don't think so. You know,
wait. Let me land. In a one-off game, I'm taking Real. Real Madrid should hope to avoid Bayern Munich.
No.
Because Bayern are coming for revenge.
No.
Yeah, it's true. Look.
Beware the wounded animal.
Yeah.
Wait, I mean, what, are you telling me what's an old timer?
No. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Please, just one guy talk.
Yeah, I'll tell you why. First of all, the Barcelona argument have hope, I think, is garbage because no one will say this, but Madrid have the best defense so far that I've seen. They're better than Juventus at defending. No one will say that, but they were comfortable yesterday. The other thing with the Bayern is Hankes. Madrid always have a problem with Hankes. It's never straight. Like it's Hankes because they've improved their team and last year it was close. So the Bayern argument, I think that's the only team Madrid should be worried of. The rest
but we can ask the Real fan. What do you think? Which team could suffer?
Barcelona is the only one that
exactly. I'm only worried about Barca. Yeah. Everyone else, I'm not worried about.
Everybody else,
it's only the Messi factor I'm worried about.
I mean, let's be
what about
honest.
Man City? So, do you think Real Madrid will be able to cope with Sané?
Yes.
And De Bruyne.
Double H, they'd be perfect for us. They'd be perfect.
Nah. It would be.
You know, space.
To be honest, I also think that Real could beat Man City easily.
Yes.
Do
you know what? Do you know why? Wait. Do you know why? Yes, City can definitely hurt Real Madrid, but let's be real. Nobody in the Premier League has the kind of pace, speed, and quality that Real have. Nobody in the Premier League. And who has it? Which team plays with attacking invincible wingers? Liverpool. What did Liverpool do to Man City? We all know. And if it was 11v11 at the Etihad, we all know what would happen. Cristiano and Asensio would kill that defense.
Actually, the worst thing for Man City is if they draw Real. To be honest.
Yes.
No, I happen to think the complete opposite. I think Man City would easily beat Real Madrid.
No, my God, you're just saying that you hate Madrid.
Easily. You see, Manny. No, look, I don't.
Especially Pep's teams. No, never.
Not to mention Pep's away record too.
Marcelo can defend.
And the funny thing is, we play
of the wingers.
Can I just? You know what's scary, man? Can I just say something? Imagine if Real, like these last 5 years, had an actual number 9. Like, you know, a proper footballer instead of.
Wait, Double H. You want to Double H? You want to know a funny thing?
I'm done with look. This is Benzema.
Double H. Look, I'll tell you this. You know, the last time Benzema has scored in a knockout game in the Champions League was in 2014, 4 years ago. 4 years ago. I mean, that says it all.
Wait, guys. Let me ask something. What? Okay, why does Zidane do this?
Because he's French.
No, we have no other striker.
Algerian. No, stop because can I tell you something? Because it's not even Zidane. Every other manager has done it, and he's been shit since forever, from the get go. As far as I'm concerned.
You know why?
No. It's also because we don't have another 9. We have no backup 9.
Okay. So wait. Let's hear one at a time. So, Machine, why do you feel that Benzema always gets played even if he plays like crap?
It's the president. He's Florentino Perez's golden child, basically. He was his star signing. You know, Perez didn't sign Ronaldo. That was the previous administration.
Oh, is it Calderon or whatever his name?
Calderon, yeah, and Perez was like, it's too expensive. But they were like, "Are you crazy? No, you have to go ahead with the signing," and he reluctantly signed off on it. And thank God. But yeah, his big signing was Benzema, and from the very beginning, he's been trying to sort of like make amends for that signing.
But you know what? Machine makes a very good point. Imagine if Real Madrid had Aguero as their striker.
Or Lewandowski.
Ronaldo wouldn't score much.
Or Suarez. Or
Lewandowski.
Actually, have hope. Aguero's a terrible passer. It wouldn't work. He's so bad.
I don't like Aguero for Real Madrid. I like.
Wait, you know what? You know what's the most underrated part of Benzema's game is that he offers a lot more. Apart from he's horrible at scoring goals, but he offers a lot more. He offers like Lucas Vazquez or Asensio. They hit the post and Benzema supplied the ball. He offers more than just scoring goals.
Like
but still, I'm sorry. A striker needs to score. I mean, like when he was 1-on-1, and that ball literally he was like 8 yards away, and that ball went to flipping Neptune. I was like, bro. I mean.
No.
That's no. I'm sorry, guys. No. I'm sorry. Like, I'm being serious right now. It annoys me because I'm saying, wait a minute. There are teachers and nurses that get about a 16th that this flipping moron gets a week.
Question.
So sorry, Reza, what?
Go on, please.
Oh no, so it's like it annoys me because you're so bad. You're so awful at what you do, and you're getting paid 6 figures a week for doing what? Judge man, I'm sorry, I'm not paying you 6 figures a week for facilitating other people to score, for playing simple passes.
Wait, does he even do that well nowadays? Does he even?
Yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't do that well.
Like last year, he had an open corridor for Ronaldo. All he had to do was to, tap it in, as easy as pie. And he ignored it. He was selfish. He tried to go for the ball. He's not that good of he doesn't provide for Ronaldo all that much. Bale has nearly as many assists to Ronaldo in half the time, in 5 or 6 years less than
No. Bale
is Cristiano the greatest of all time?
Marcel, yes, he is. But Marcel.
Oh, easy. Go away, actually. What the hell? This is my no. Sorry, you can't just co-sign on that thing on my hangout. You crazy.
What's I just wanted to see how far you go with that.
This is what I said in my statement. I'm sorry, guys. Please, let me hear the arguments. Is there a better goal scorer than Cristiano?
No.
Top 5 of all time, not just
not.
There's top 5.
He's the best.
He's top 5.
Okay. Let's hear one at a time. So the question is there a better goal scorer in history than Cristiano based off consistency? Let's start with Mane.
Yeah, even in Europe, let's not even go far. First name I can think of, Gerd Müller, better in every way. More goals per game. And
he was playing against Farmers.
More for internationally against Germany, won the World Cup.
I think he scored like some 100 goals in MLS. So.
Exactly, and he previously had the highest scoring record.
Okay, well, look, I'll have to look that up. Okay, A1.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I would say he is, man. Because this guy the older he gets, he's still scoring goals, man. Like this season, everyone's saying he's finished, he's writing off, then all of a sudden, boom, scoring goals out of nowhere, man.
And also that was a very good goal. That header with that.
That header as well.
All right, Daniel, your thoughts?
Yeah, kind of.
What do you mean by kind of? Is it that yes or no?
It's not hard. It's not hard, man. Not hard.
I think Pele.
Oh god.
1,000 goals.
Most of them are friendly.
Farmers.
When you look at the top scorer list,
Mane, we're going from left to right, bro. Look, FD talk.
Easily, man, easily. And he's top 5 all time.
No, sorry, FG, no, sorry, I forgot. How can I ask a guy without flipping the avatar on his thing? Juju man, talk.
The consistency. But I wouldn't say he's the best because.
Okay, okay? If he isn't, who is better?
I mean, there's no one. But
What the hell?
No one that you know. Listen, you can't be the greatest goal scorer.
No, but the consistency. This guy scores every time.
No, but guys, we have to remember.
Guys,
we have to remember. We're talking about a guy who's scoring hat tricks, braces against the likes of
Bayern.
Bayern,
Relax.
Atletico.
Okay.
Is it my turn?
No, because I'm not asking Machine because I already know what he's gonna say. So Mohammed.
What do you mean?
No, Machine. No, come on. I'm not asking you or FG because you're both biased. Mohammed.
Wait. Yeah, you're biased too, man.
I think you're kind of closing the bracket on Cristiano. I think he's top 5 of all time, man.
I think Mohammed, if you don't think he's the best, who do you think is a better goal scorer?
I think I'm not gonna say he's a goal scorer. I'm gonna say he's top 5 of all time.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You see, guys, it's because I'm sorry, guys. That's because I say. If you say no, you've got to give me a better goal scorer.
Yeah.
I've already given you one. I can think of so many.
Look, man, I was asking you. Okay, wait. No, okay. Reza. Is he yes or no?
Yeah, he is.
The guy.
Wait,
Machine, chill. We've got to hear what everyone says. So, Reza.
Yeah, he is, and also I have to say I'm a Bayern fan, and I know Gerd Müller, I know Pele, but we have to realize that the time changed. The play today is more dynamic.
Yeah,
the times of those guys. No, those guys. No, it is.
Conditions were tougher then.
Wait. Let's Reza finish his points.
If you listen to the former players, legends, they all accept that this time the defenders are more dynamic and the game is more.
That's not true. Nobody said that.
You see, Reza, I'll have to push back on that because this is why I've always said that in my opinion. Again, you may say it's biased. I feel that the best defenders in history happened within the late 90s and early 2000s. If you think about it, if you ask anybody, name the best defenders of all time.
No, but double A's. But you have to admit the most dynamic ones are in this era.
The thing is,
they can do more with the ball.
But
FG, I'm talking about just straight up. See, that's the whole thing. 100% dynamic, but if you're saying. Who is harder to score against, a robust defender or a dynamic defender? A dynamic defender is a ball-playing defender.
Yes.
A proper man-marking defender like a Chiellini, who is not that great on the ball, but harder to score against.
Let me ask you this: would you rather have like a Chiellini or a Ramos at your defense?
Chiellini.
I would take Ramos because if he's getting like press, he can deal that off.
The thing is also there's a myth going on about older players. It's like, since they're playing in older generation, it's like they're like a piece of technology, like a cell phone. Back in those days, they weren't very good. It's a myth. They were the same. If somebody's a good goalkeeper,
my argument is that if people say name a list of the greatest defenders of all time, people will bring out Nesta, they'll bring out Cannavaro, they'll say Thuram, they'll say Desailly, they'll say Lilian Thuram.
Most of the
then
greatest
you will think about Barbaresi, then you'll say Beckenbauer. Those are the guys who we talk about.
Then you're gonna throw in Chiellini.
How many defenders of today's age would he say are the best of all time?
Double A's. But the thing is, 50 years from now, people will say Ramos. People will say Chiellini.
No, they
Ramos.
Of course they will. They will say Ramos.
They will say Ramos.
Nobody will say Ramos.
No, they won't.
Yes, they will.
Of course they will.
There's a reason he
all because Ramos scores goals as a defender doesn't make him a great defender.
Did you see his performance yesterday? No.
Give me. I just need 1 minute to talk
about. Wait. Before, yeah.
Okay, guys. Let's hear one at a time. So I'm gonna go to Jujuman, then A1. Jujuman.
I'm gonna talk about defenders, isn't it? He's gonna talk about Mbappe after.
No, just 1 minute about.
No, Jujuman. If you dare talk about Mbappe anything, I'm gonna just.
I want to talk about defenders.
All right. Let's say defenders. Ramos is really good. He pocketed Mbappe yesterday for 2 legs. I think he bullied him.
Mbappe in there.
No, he bullied him. And Cavani is so scared of Ramos.
Okay, we're moving on.
A1. Look at all the best strikers in the world.
Okay, wait, chill. I said I was going to go to A1.
Yeah. All right, cool. Look, I'll say, HH, you've got a point because nowadays the games are more tactical. So you got some
That's not
defenders.
true.
Look, I
Wait,
think-
let the guy talk, man. Relax.
Look, because you got some guys there who look good in the system, but defensively, like by themselves, when it comes to defending, they can't defend. Whereas back in the day, it was less tactical. If you get what I'm saying.
That's rubbish. That's rubbish.
No,
In this
no,
era,
no,
in
let's-
this
let's
day-
be
No,
honest, in this
sorry.
era,
A1 makes
tactics,
A1
bro.
makes an excellent point.
Thank you.
Not true,
It's
though.
He
true,
makes an
it's
excellent
true.
point because
It's true. Alright, cool. Look.
teams. No. Wait. Chill. As of right now, when you look at defensive systems, people now, because there's so much more done in tactics, and remember,
And
think
drill,
about it.
they're
Use your
well
head.
drilled.
Use
Well drilled.
logic. Surely, as time passes, tactics evolve because people will look back at past history and say, what we now have the knowledge of what has happened 10 years ago. Therefore, we can now do things to now change things.
Okay.
So the thing is that you're looking at the defenders back in the 90s, they had to do proper defending because they had to do one-on-one defending because they didn't have the benefits of the pressing, the Geigen press, and really defending more as a team because these are tactics that have now become much more evolved. So that's just the
the other thing too is that even if you say the tactics have evolved, which is understandable because they build on and build on, you can't say the players are better because the tactics are better. It's like saying scientists in 20 years from now are going to be better than good scientists now. It doesn't make any sense because it's still the person that's
can I just say something?
Okay. Machine. Give him. We have a few minutes left. Machine, hit it.
All right. So the first guy who spoke, the guy called Dot, the one with the dot, he said that Gerd Muller was the better goal scorer. I looked it up. He's on 485 career goals. Ronaldo's nearly at 700. So
hold on. How many goals per game? How many goals per game? There you go.
Oh, that's amazing.
How many goals per game?
No,
I'm sure Cristiano.
I'm sorry, Mane. I respect what Gerd Muller's done, but Cristiano's goal scoring
we won't let
is
slide.
incredible. But let's be real.
Wait,
How many?
Mane, you wait. First
if
of
we're
all,
just
Mane,
going by
Mane-
goals, Romario.
Wait, Mane, you never seen Gerd Muller live, so I don't even know why you're making this case.
I've never seen Cristiano live either.
But okay, wait, guys, let me ask this: how many World Cup goals does Cristiano have?
I think it's like three.
Three. Things like wait, double H. Don't.
How many World Cups? How many World Cups?
We had to bring the World Cup.
Wait, double H. He's top five.
How many World Cups?
He's top
That's
five.
but that's only a slight offense at Ronaldo because he's already won.
Half of Champions League is a more elite competition.
It's never happened.
I think he has one.
Listen to me. Winning.
One against.
Wait,
He has over 100 goals.
He has one goal against North
Wait,
Korea.
look, man, Mane. Look, man. I've put remove this dude, man. Okay, Machine, talk.
Thank God.
Can I speak?
Yeah.
Already won something with this country. The thing is, winning with Portugal, the Euro Cup, is the same as winning 3 World Cups with Brazil.
Wow. I wouldn't compare that.
Machine, I think your stretching is there. Look, guys, I'm sorry, like, the World Cup is, and also, you know what, Reza, let me tell you this right. No, wait. This is my final thing. Reza, as a German, I've got to tell you this right now.
Yeah.
Germany are not winning the World Up. Do you know why?
What?
They have too many good players.
That's the same thing about Real not winning.
They're in the semis.
It seemed with that much, because guys, do you know how well Leroy Sané is playing? Do you know how well Gunnahan is playing?
Do you
know they have Julian Draxler? They've got Julian Brandt. They still have Hummels. This team is too good, and I've seen it through history.
What are
A
you
team
trying to
that
say?
is
They're
so
too good to win the World
talented
Cup back to back.
never ends up winning.
Wait, Double H, did you check the bracket? They're already in the semis, man. They're already in the semis. They got the easiest route. They're in the semis already.
I mean, they have too many. They have too many weapons.
But I think Spain has also really good players.
Not like Germany. The closest thing to Germany is France.
Morata
is not that good. He's not that good.
Basically, Germany and France have the. Look, let's think about Spain. Piqué is getting old. Iniesta, you can see he can't finish 90 minutes. Ramos, these guys are getting pretty old. Like, see, Germany have a blend of young and old.
Yeah.
As in, their established guys are like Toni Kroos and Ozil are still top of their game.
France is all young, man. That's the problem.
That's the thing. France. See, Germany is a. See now, Belgium are all that good guys, but see, Belgium are young as well.
They'll choke.
No, Belgium are.
Jokers, man.
I'm telling you, man. Dembele for Belgium. You never know.
Oh no. They're better. Okay, guys, it's been swell. I'll see you guys on Sunday. Peace.